Yeah.
I was, and you know, it's always there.
Yeah.
You can make a difference.
Yeah. So, well, I'm going to ask the questions, and they're not necessarily going to hear my voice, so if you could restate the question. So, like, the first question is, please state your name,
Great.
title, and company, and use your, like, professional work stuff. And then from there, we're going to talk all about your volunteerism. And then second question is, what is the pivotal moment that got you engaged? To say the pivotal moment that, and continue. So just kind of restating the question in your answer.
Sorry, I'm just going to do something really quickly. This helps me sync the audio.
Sure.
Is she mic'd up?
No, we're going to run it off of
Oh, you
this.
are going to run it off that.
Oh,
Okay.
And I was even going to show you what a shuffle was if you wanted to see it, or the next one I'm going to give out.
I don't think that's necessary.
No?
I think they know. I think most people know what a shuffle
Okay.
is. Yeah.
They don't. You wouldn't be surprised how many people don't know. And you've got to explain there's 3 parts, and this is how it works. There's an instruction booklet.
Yeah.
And they don't even know. I go shuffle, and they say, like, shuffle along.
Yeah.
They don't get it. It's not a smartphone. It's a shuffle. It's a lot more. It's very inexpensive. Well, it's fairly inexpensive as compared to a smartphone. So, and it's very good for especially the people who can't afford it. Okay.
Yeah.
because they can. There's a lot of needy people out there.
Right.
And
Right.
they can't.
Well, I think if you say, how about you say an iPod shuffle? I think then if you say iPod shuffle, people will know what that is, or most people will.
I'll say Apple. You know what? Apple corrected me. I flew out there a few years ago because I really wanted to see if they would help me, and
Yeah.
they weren't very philanthropic, but that's fine. Steve Jobs is still alive, and
Yeah.
I had a stock, so I figured I'm going to go. And I got in the plane, and I was a flight attendant also, so I had miles. I just went. And I went to the meeting, and they said, and I got a one-liner back, that they don't really participate in philanthropy. Since then, they've changed a little bit. If you work there, the person who gives you the money will match you. But anyways, I'm going. See, it's better that I talk to you like this, and I'll start to relax. That helps me. And she doesn't want me across my
You're fine. You're fine. It's just going to be from here
it's
up.
gonna
You're fine.
bunch up.
Yep.
It's going to catch like the top of your belt on up. So
Yeah, you're
Oh,
fine.
okay.
Sit however you're most comfortable.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Please state your name, title, and company.
Susan Young, and my company is Josephine's Joy Incorporated, and my title is President and Executive Director and Founder.
Okay. And do you work for RE/MAX too?
I have a license that I carry with RE/MAX in Florida, yes.
Okay. What was the pivotal moment that got you engaged in community involvement?
The pivotal moment that got me engaged in community with this is because my mother had suffered from Alzheimer's, and I made a difference by loading an Apple iPod Shuffle with her music. And the look in her eye, the sparkle, the recognizing something that was familiar for her was huge. So when she passed away, I decided I wanted to make a difference in other people's lives. I wanted to bring the gift to other people who love music, who can enjoy their music. It has to be their music, familiar music to them. And it's a great gift. I mean, they start to lose they start to not recognize the TV show, or they start to not recognize or follow the long movie, AMC movies. They don't recognize some of the people around them. They start to forget how to do things. But the music seems to make a huge difference. And my father said it was the best gift I ever gave my mother. The gift of music, if you like music, you have to like music, can make a huge difference. And the Apple iPod Shuffle is a tool, a music therapy tool, that is just a fantastic gift. You have to see the look of these people's faces, and you'll know.
Why don't you tell me a little bit more about Josephine's Joy and the mission of Josephine's Joy?
The mission of Josephine's Joy is to give as many Apple iPod Shuffles to individuals suffering from Alzheimer's as we can. And initially I had a grand idea of making it a nationwide philanthropy where we could give out. I had an idea of giving 5,000 out in every state and seeing how that would go. And now I've cut back and realized it really takes, since I'm doing it one-on-one, and you have to do it one-on-one. It takes you, the caretaker, and the individual to come up with the songs. It takes several meetings to load and then to give it to them. But it's all worth it when you look at their faces. It's just fantastic, and it's priceless.
How many patients have you been able to get shuffles to?
I'm on my 31st person, but just last Thursday, they've asked for 20 more. So, and may I mention who? Okay, so I had a meeting with Sibley Hospital, which is part of Johns Hopkins now, and there was a group of people from different parts of DC community. And so I was expecting just to meet with Sibley Hospital, instead I met with a bunch of people. And just one group alone wanted 20 and wanted to know how we can make this happen, how fast we can make this happen. So I'm tickled to almost double what I've done. And I think the other groups will be even more, and so I'm thrilled. I've also outreached to American University to see if they can get involved, because they have community service that they can do, and I'm hoping to work with them.
What would you say is your favorite volunteer moment that will always stick with you?
You know, you should really go YouTube the Josephine's Joy, the one that was televised, because that particular group was, the first was a gift to my mother. That's a given. My mother sang it used it so much, and but after, when I started the philanthropy, I no longer had my mother, which is what you're asking. It would just be the look, the greatest look, the look on their faces. They recognize the music. They start singing along. The caregiver, I had a caregiver who didn't even know that music mattered that much to that individual. And it did. And she said, this is the best response I've had from him in a long time. And it's priceless. You know, it's a very special thing. Another thing, let me go back further in time. My aunt had Alzheimer's before my mother, and she didn't speak for almost 10 months. And that's when, about 22 years ago, I discovered how music could make a difference. At the time, it was Christmas carols. We brought her home to see Christmas carols. And I knew it made a difference. So when my mother started to have this disease, I was looking for solutions, especially when I was out of town. And it was the best solution. It was the best solution. From Broadway tunes to patriotic songs to big band music to church music, Christmas carols, whatever the person enjoys, that's what we load. And we load not too crazy and not too sad, something in the middle. So we pick out the songs after they give us the songs. And it's a beautiful thing. It brings them all great joy.
How do you get the iPod shuffles? You mentioned that you tried to get some from Apple. So what if they're not supplying them? Do you fundraise to purchase them? How do you get them?
I do fundraise to purchase them. It started with me putting out my own money.
Why don't you start that over again?
I do fundraise, but initially start out with all my own money. When you have a passion, it is strictly you know, it's you that gets incorporated. It's you that puts out the money. It's you that proves what you know is true. So in the beginning, it's a passion project. It has to be. For me, it was how it affected my mother. She really loved it. Really loved it. I mean, it was like a necessity. It became something she really wanted to, use. And any time there was anxiety, or stress, or she seemed lost or sad, it brought her up. She started to sing along. She would tell us all to be quiet. Be quiet.
Tell me about, how long have you been doing Josephine's Joy?
I've been doing it since 2011. I started with her before that, but 2011 is when I started helping others. And that's when I got my 501c3, which is required. And just the journey all along the way, you can see the difference. It was very special. It is very special. And I think I couldn't stop doing this if I tried, because the benefit is just so apparent. How can you stop? And I get great joy out of seeing them relate to something, come out of their sadness, come out of their anxiety, whatever it may be. I love it, and so it's actually very, it's just a wonderful thing.
Tell me how your experiences shaped you as an individual.
I love helping others, and I found my niche. Josephine's Joy allowed me to give to others in a special way, something that's very important, and it wasn't being done. And I wanted to do it. I wanted to bring it where people are alone in their rooms. In some facilities, they're alone and they're left there unless there's a community activity that day or it's time to eat. They're left alone. And I didn't want them to be so alone. It works.
Final question. What else would you like the selections committee to know about you and your work?
Oh, I hope it continues. It's a very, very important tool. And it's a very effective tool. And music has a unique way with the brain reacting that these people, as they start on their journey to the end of their life, are just as important as those who are starting the beginning of their life. And so it needs to continue.
Good. We're done. That was
Thank
it.
you.
Good job. Good job. Good job.
See, that was not.
I just took water because I'm getting dry mouth.
That's okay. It's okay. You're fine. Believe me, and I think probably half of our interviews today have teared up, so you're fine. All right. Did you get the invitation to Thursday's
Yeah.
Sip and Shop? Are you able to come?
I'm going to come.
Okay, good.
Right?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Great. Okay. Let me give you a little packet of material. Do you want to? Here, we put these tissues out. And we have like a stack of them, and I think this is what. There we go.
All right. I don't know how effective I am, but I surely mean it.
Oh yeah, it came across. I can tell you're very passionate. All right, let me get you your packet.
You did a great job. Thanks.
Hugging's another great tool. You hug everybody. Animals are a great tool. I was going to make a point. Something I thought you bring. What I love about you, you take care of babies in the beginning of the life, and it's like I'm taking care of a little aspect in a little way for Alzheimer's at the end of the life.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think it's great that you interview people that are not just doing what you do.
Oh, yeah.
How wonderful is
Yeah.
that?
You don't have to support
That-
March of Dimes to do great things.
No, but it's wonderful. I didn't know that you did that
Yeah.
until I met her.
Mhm.
And she's, you know, just wonderful. Thank you for reaching out to me and yeah.
Well, thank you for all you do.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Congratulations again.
Thank you all. It's not me. It's, you know, it actually is very, the word I couldn't think of then, I wanted to say was cathartic
I was gonna say therapeutic.
or therapeutic.
Yeah.
That was the word that I
couldn't-
thought.
It was
But
there,
yeah.
but I couldn't get it
Well,
out.
when, it's hard whenever you're like on the spot, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to get on.
Room tone for Susan.